Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs are 17 global goals introduced by the United Nations in 2015 to address major issues such as education equality, climate change, and social equality. These goals aim to promote sustainable development worldwide. In Malaysia, universities have adopted the SDG framework by integrating sustainability into teaching, research, and campus operations. This includes sustainability-related courses, research aligned with SDG target, and Green Campus Initiative with the intention of producing socially responsible and environmentally aware graduates. However, despite these positive intentions, the implementation of SDGs has raised concerns. Many students and staff experience increased workload and pressure due to additional academic tasks and administrative responsibilities. This leads to the key question of whether SDG implementation truly benefits universities or unintentionally becomes a burden. One major conflict arising from SDG implementation is low engagement and interest among students. Many students view sustainability activities as additional tasks rather than an essential part of academic learning. As a result, participation may feel forced, which increases workload and reduces motivation. Another conflict is the awareness gap among students. Some students are unfamiliar with the SDGs and their objective, meaning they need extra time to understand sustainability concepts. When SDG activities are compulsory, this can lead to confusion, increased learning effort, and greater academic pressure. Finally, the lack of a clear SDG framework across universities leads to inconsistent implementation. Academic and administrative staff often spend extra time on planning, coordination, and reporting, which increase workload and may result in work stress and burnout.
We often hear about the Sustainable Development Goals as a universal win, but if we look closer at our universities, we see a growing structural burden that rarely got discussed. Let's talk about the stuff first. We move into an era of KPIzations. Reporting indicators have exploded from 60 to 232. This creates a massive reporting cycle that leads to work exhaustion, all just to maintain a global ranking. Then there are the students. We are adding mandatory SDG tasks onto already packed professional syllabi because these are often non-credits add-on. They don't have academic progress. They just create the sustainability fatigue. But here's the real paradox. Did you know while 97.6% of the students have high awareness, but only 18.2 actually practice it? This isn't a lack of will, it's a lack of facilities. Without the right infrastructure, the burdens of effort falls entirely on the individuals. We need to move past superficial branding. It's time to resolve this redundancy and provide the physical support for real change. We need to stop greening the reports and start greening the campus.
This slide highlights some key issues related to sustainable development in university, along with their benefit and challenge. Firstly, ethics that link to SDG 16 help promote fairness, justice, and social responsibility within institutions. However, it may also increase workload for both students and staff if it is not well balanced. Secondly, for the safety and health that connected to SDG 3, it supports well-being and create a healthier university environment. On the downside, added expectation can sometimes lead to stress and burnout. And thirdly, for the community engagement that align with SDGs 11 and 17, it strengthens partnership and encourages student involvement. But yet, when participation is forced, it can reduce motivation. Finally, for the environmental initiative that related to SDG 12, 13, 14, and 15, it encourages greener campus practice, but they may also add extra workload if poorly managed. Overall, the figures on the right shows that sustainability topics are increasingly present in higher education, but successful implementation requires careful planning to maximize benefit while minimizing negative. Next, let's talk about the solutions to strengthen the implementation of SDG in higher education. Firstly, balanced implementation is essential. University must systematically integrate SDG into teaching and research. Secondly, capacity building through faculty training improve educator effectiveness and institutional readiness. And finally, incentive and recognition such as the SDG award received by the University of Jaya, along with the collaborative research, It can motivate excellence and enhance SDG outcome. Together, these approaches support a sustainable and impactful economic ecosystem.
Starting with our lesson learned. Firstly, awareness does not equal action. Just because we understand the theory of sustainability doesn't mean we are actually changing our habits or engineering practice. Secondly, add-on tasks create resistance. When SDG are just extra work on top of a heavy engineering loads, it causes burnout rather than real learning. Thirdly, resources must match ambition. You can't have high-level policy mandates without the actual financial and administrative support to back them up. Lastly, quality over quantity. Adding more complex requirements without being clear about the goals just leave everyone confused. To wrap up our conclusion, the way we are doing things now is creating way too much pressure and workload for both student and staff because there's no clear framework, and since these are often treated as unfunded mandates, the implementation is inconsistent and exhausting. Right now, SDG feels more like institutional branding than a core value. This is alienating for us because it feels like we are being forced to participate in a PR move. Moving forward, we need balanced implementation. Instead of giving us additional tasks, the university needs to systematically integrate SDG into our existing coursework. They should be a natural part of our engineering design, not an afterthought.